Welcome in. My name is Janessa. I'm a textile artist based in North Carolina. And today I want to talk a little bit about something I call Slouchy Beanie Sunday. So we're going to talk about why I started Slouchy Beanie Sunday and some of the creations I have made since starting. Slouchy Beanie Sunday was birthed from just feeling like I wasn't creating enough for myself. I create full time now. And I just felt like every time I picked up my hook, every time I picked up the tufting machine, I was creating for somebody else. And I felt like I was squeezing in the time for myself. And as a creator, you guys, you can't use all of your creative energy just creating for everyone else and not giving back to yourself, not pouring back into you. I encourage everyone to pick a day. If it's just a day, let everything burn to the ground if it's burning and just dedicate it to you, especially if you're a creator and you create full time, which means all of your wonderful creations are being sent out of the door constantly. Trust me, eventually you're going to feel like you're just not creating enough for yourself. So, yeah, pick a day during the week and dedicate it to creating for you. For me, I pick Sundays. On Sundays, I don't do anything else besides crochet or create rugs for myself. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the beanies that I have created so far for Slouchy Beanie Sunday, my inspiration behind them, and then we'll talk about the beanie that we will be creating today for Slouchy Beanie Sunday. Okay, so although this teddy bear slouchy is my first slouchy beanie that I created for myself, the inspiration of the slouchy beanies came from one of my clients. So I had a client who wanted a slouchy beanie. It was my first slouchy beanie commission, and oh my God, I loved it. I actually used one of my hats, one of my ruffle hats, as inspiration for her slouchy beanie because she loved the color so much. So I created a slouchy beanie for her and along with a matching ruffle hat. And then I was like, I want to create a slouchy beanie for myself. I put the slouchy beanie on YouTube and some people commented and they suggested that I try a teddy bear themed slouchy. And the first thing that came up in my mind was like, what if I hang a teddy bear off of the slouchy beanie? And once that idea came in my mind, I could not rest until it was completed. And so that's how this prototype was birthed. And since creating this slouchy beanie, I have created another slouchy beanie, teddy slouchy beanie for another client of mine. So step out on a ledge, like try to put your work out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Stop waiting until the perfect moment. That's what's setting you back. So here is my remake. So as you can tell in comparing these, they are quite different. They're quite different. This one's way more structured, and this is my client's, of course, but this was the prototype. So those crazy ideas that come to mind, you guys have to start acting on them. You have to. You have to. You're missing out. The world deserves to see the amazing and creative things that go on in your brain. My second beanie that was birthed was this panda slouchy beanie. And I put a little piece of bamboo in the panda's hand. This was super complicated, I'm not gonna lie. It was with a piece of bamboo. I wanted to give up, especially with the leaves. But we made it through and we got our panda slouchy beanie. And now this beanie, actually, I had a few suggestions in one of my lives to do a panda slouchy beanie after I showed the teddy bear. And then someone also reached out to me requesting a panda slouchy beanie. So I was like, I need to make one. And that's what I did. The next beanie I created is this honeycomb slouchy beanie. Now this was by far the most complex beanie I have ever created. And somebody suggested that I do a bumblebee themed slouchy beanie. And of course, I could have done the striped yellow and black, but it just wasn't enough for me. So instead, what came to mind was to create a beehive slouchy beanie. So we have 3 hexagon patches on this beanie and added these strips of gold just to break the brown up a little bit. And then in the top we have this, which is a honeycomb. So a honeycomb center, which I tried to make shaped like a flower. I feel like successfully executed. And then of course we have our bumblebees. Oh my God, these bumblebees were so complicated. Holy cow. But we got them done. So we have three worker bees, and they have heart eyes. Oh, heart eyes. And then this is the queen bee. And then on the queen bee, I gave her a little crown. So this is definitely the most complex beanie that I've created, and is one of my favorite beanies. I love it. I love it because it's so long. And before I got locks, I actually used to wear wigs a lot. I couldn't go a day without a wig. And since obviously that has changed because I locked my hair, and I just wanted to go back to like reconnect with me. And a part of that was locking my hair. And I definitely would never go back. I wouldn't. However, there are some days where I'm like, I wish my locks were a little longer like my wigs were. And this gives me that, okay? As ridiculous as that sounds, it gives me that. When I put it on, it just hangs. I love it, okay? So there is my Bumblebee Slouchy. Then this is our most recent Slouchy Beanie, which I created just to explain the color changes with letters. And it says lover girl with a heart right here. Now this beanie was just another Valentine's Day beanie. And the teddy bear Slouchy beanie and the next one that I'm about to show you are all Valentine's Day beanies. I just created the other Valentine's Day ones way before Valentine's Day because I love Valentine's Day. But this is the official Valentine's Day beanie. So it says lover girl with a heart. And again, it was used to teach how to change colors, because I realized that as a beginner, I was not changing colors correctly, and I had to do a little research. And when I found out that this worked, as you can tell, I did it on this hat as well, I had to share the knowledge. So definitely check that video out on my page as well. How to get clean color changes. Check it out. The last hat, the last Slouchy Beanie that I have created that has been dedicated to Slouchy Beanie Sunday. And this was also a Valentine's Day hat. This was one of the, this was the second one that I made, actually. I made so many, you guys. But this is the second one that I created. As you can tell, we got some hanging hearts, but also this ruffle is shaped like a heart. So I did ruffles shaped like a heart. And then we got some 3D bubble letters, which say LUV. Boom. This is also one of my favorite hats. Oh my God. It was my first attempt at these bubble letters, and I thought it was going to be more frustrating than what it was, but I feel like I was able to figure out, I'm not going to say perfect, because perfection isn't real, but figure out a good technique for the letters, which I also will be sharing the pattern for very soon. All right, lastly, today is Sunday, so that makes today Slouchy Beanie what? Sunday. And for this Slouchy Beanie Sunday, we are going to try and do a few things. So for this hat on my head, it says peanuts, right? And it originally was supposed to have an elephant on top of it. And so today we will be adding the elephant to the top. And we also will be doing a fruit basket themed Slouchy Beanie hat. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. So that is Slouchy Beanie Sunday. I hope that you take time to dedicate at least one day to create for you. Okay? That's the plan. Check out my recent videos. Let me know if you have absolutely any questions. I'm so excited to continue sharing my journey with you.